When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when darkness comes and my heart burden be.
Morning and welcome to News Geelong as we're out at Mandama Primary School. Yes, out at Grovedale, just south of our great city of Geelong. It's an absolute hive of activity. The kids are launching into it because it's the launch of the Travel Smart program. And joining me today is the local member for the South Barwon area, Councillor... No, he used to be a councillor for the City of Greater Geelong. It's Mr Michael Crutchfield. Sorry, Crutchy, how are you, mate?
You're all right, Rollo. No worries. I used to be in the distant past some 7 years ago.
I keep seeing that wonderful photo of you on the mural wall.
Oh, dear. Yeah, look, a lot skinnier then. But you're right. It is a partnership between the city and the state government. So it has those synergies. I know Councillor Andy Richards is partnering with today in terms of launching the project. So it's a partnership between the state and council about... it's called Travel Smart, and it's about finding alternative ways for kids to get to school. And certainly it has a fitness message, it has a social perspective to it, but importantly there's a big environmental message about finding other ways to go to school. So traditionally, I remember myself as a kid used to ride to school, and was a bike a bit bigger than that, but we've seemed to progress as a society into cars, and slowly but surely we need to move our kids and our parents back to a more environmentally conscious way of getting our kids to school, and that's about walking, and that's about using bikes. So that's what today's about.
And borrowing one of the politicians' word, it's a multifaceted program. And yes, you're right. I mean, gone are the days of the old school buses. And, the parents driving kids to school, it wasn't just the environmental element as far as exhaust fumes, etc. It was also the safety element.
There certainly is that, and that's why I think this program's about family as well, because it is encouraging the parents to go with the kids. So, okay, some of them may not want to ride, but they can walk with their kids to school. They can join with their neighbours. I know, remember as a kid that used to obviously travel the same route, but you'd run into the same people along the way or on the way back from school. So it's a real social outlet as much as fitness and environmental, and I think that's what we're sort of missing in society is a bit more connectedness between communities. So I think it's a great project. I know the schools are very excited about.
And from a state government viewpoint, Travel Smart obviously is something that we will gradually see move across the total state.
We have. We've had it in the Bellarine, the other side of the river. It hasn't been this side of the river. And 7 schools here are about to embrace it. They've got a parent from each of the schools that is the facilitator, if you like, and they receive a stipend to promote that in their own school community. So I think it's a great idea. It's not about a teacher promoting it, it's about a parent promoting it with other parents and the school. And I think it is the way to go. We're encouraging kids to be a bit more physical, and importantly, like you and I, Rollo, we've put on a few kilos over the years. It's about getting the parents out and about as well.
It's very strong interaction between the students as well, because not only do they wait until they get to the schoolyards, but on their way to school, maybe walking as preppies or grade 1s, the younger ones, walking hand in hand, talking together, walking together, playing together. It breaks down and builds up more particularly great social interface.
Exactly right. It is exactly about that. You might have a grade 6 kid going along with a preppy, as you say. It might be grade 5 and a grade 3. It may not be your siblings either. It could be friends' kids that they're integrating with. So I think it has, as you said, many facets to it. I think it has many positives, and it's certainly another effort from the state government to get kids and parents to be more active and environmentally conscious.
The City of Greater Geelong, working in conjunction with the State Government of Victoria, Travel Smart. The City of Greater Geelong and Travel Smart have joined forces with the State Government in launching Travel Smart for the Belmont, Highton and Grovedale areas, south of the river down here in our City of Greater Geelong. And joining me is Councillor Andy Richards. How are you, Andy?
Good, mate. How are you?
Very well indeed. And after this morning's presentation, I feel like going for a long walk.
Yeah, so do I. I'm very impressed with the Travel Smart launch this morning here at Mandama Primary School. I don't get out enough to do enough walking, but I'll tell you what, after today I'm inspired to go out and do a fair bit more.
Now, for our viewers, your role at the City of Greater Geelong, both from a portfolio holder and also a Travel Smart position goes a lot deeper.
That's right. I'm the transport portfolio holder, and what that actually means, I think, is that programs like this, they're my responsibility to make sure that they work and make sure that they get launched and get the community participating in them. Transport is a bit of an interesting role on council because council doesn't actually run a hell of a lot of public transport as such. That's run by the state government. But there are plenty of bits and pieces that feed into the public transport situation that the council can help with, and Travel Smart is one of them.
Now, if you just noticed that green figure loom across the lens there, viewers, that was Captain Smogbuster, who's been entertaining some of the kids here this morning.
Yeah. My pleasure, my great pleasure, and my duty and my honour.
And he's done a great job too, Captain Smogbuster.
Andy, we've seen Travel Smart program down around the Bellarine, which is in part of your ward.
Yeah, look, it's already been running down there for a while. I was down at Barwon Heads Primary School yesterday talking to parents about how we fix up some of their problems with school pick-up and drop-off time, and they're very impressed with the project. It has helped the school a fair bit there with pick-up and drop-off, because more kids are now riding their bikes or their scooters or walking to school.
And it has become an issue. I mean, I go back to my time as school council president at the Oberon High School, which is really in suburbia in Belmont, and it became an issue as far as the car parking and the pick-up and drop-off. And that was when we saw the implementation of the 40-kilometre speed limits around school crossings. But with this type of Travel Smart program, we can even eliminate that further.
That's right. I mean, look, it's an issue everywhere, right across the city. You can't go anywhere without finding a primary school or a high school or a preschool with a few parking and traffic problems at pick-up and drop-off time. And I think it's becoming, as the transport portfolio holder, it's becoming virtually my number one priority in that area to fix this over the course of this council term.
Now, as we said, we've kicked it off in Bellarine. We've now seen the launch today in Belmont, Highton and Grovedale. Obviously, we're looking at a continued initiative of Travel Smart through other areas of our city of Greater Geelong.
Yes, look, we're hoping to roll the program out across the rest of the city. We've had a fantastic response down in the southern side of the city and out in the Bellarine, and I'm sure we'll be able to roll it out in the northern part of the city and in the central part of the city of Greater Geelong as well.
Now, you can, just before we let you go, you've about 8 months on council now. How have you settled in?
Oh, look, I've settled in reasonably well. I think I'm going all right in terms of the ward. I was at the Grovedale South Barwon GFL game on the weekend, and I always have a fantastic time watching the Tigers run around. They haven't gone that well this year. They probably won't make the finals, but I think they're building to a couple of great years ahead. I think South Barwon is certainly going to be in the grand final this year, and it was good to see them run around. I think we are on track to deliver a fair bit of what we said we were going to deliver in this year, in this first year on council. For example, we're going to be definitely putting together the lights so that people can walk from Grovedale to the cinema and back, thereby increasing their ability to get some exercise and not take their car down to Warren Pond's shops. So I'm very proud of that particular project. The skate park is probably going to open in about 6 weeks' time down at Barwon Heads, which will be another avenue for children down in Barwon Heads to get some exercise. So by and large, I'm content with where we are, but I know we've got to try harder and keep going.
At the launch of Travel Smart in the Belmont, Highton and Grovedale areas, 7 schools participating south of the river. Thank you for your time, Councillor Andy Richards.
Thank you.